Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the most consistent double play of the triple play podcast you'll ever see. Back talking about some more football. We'll get back on the baseball grind as we go here. It's kind of in the dog days of baseball where you're like just waiting on playoffs.
Yeah.
But we got some videos lined up for you guys. But listen, this week the NFL starts. So,
Mhm.
Nick, I'm gonna let you tell them what we're talking about today.
Today we're going to talk about our predictions for how all of the AFC divisions are going to stack up.
And let me just tell you, a lot of good teams in the AFC this year, but I think a lot of them are in one division. So we're gonna see. I do think the AFC has some more powerhouses than the NFC does this year.
Yeah.
But I do think it's going to be tough on them to have really sparkling records just because of how many good teams
hmm
there are. So Nick, which division would you like to start with?
well, I've got the AFC East at the top of my list. If you want to start there?
Sounds good, and I don't
Yeah.
think there's going to be any dispute as to the best team in the AFC East.
Or do you want to start at fourth and go up,
Oh,
or
oh, we
yeah,
could. So in fourth place, I have the New York Jets.
yeah? I've got the Jets going 5-12.
I've got them at 4-13, so
Yeah,
pretty close.
yeah,
When we
probably a
think
little too lenient
Jets,
for them.
if I was talking Jets with a casual, they're probably like, "Who's on the Jet?" And I hate that. I hate that, but
yeah,
it's just the fact of the matter. They got a guy, and Joe Flacco will be starting at quarterback for the Jets at the beginning of the season, and I'd say a lot of people have no clue that he actually is. Um,
that's sad. To
the
be
Jets
honest with
have
you.
some young players, but they're growing. They got Elijah Moore, they've got Bryce Hall. I've seen it go both
I've heard
ways.
it Brees mostly.
I've heard it both ways. I'm just like, I don't understand, but they've got a lot of young guys,
Yeah,
and I'm interested to see when Zach Wilson comes back what he looks like and him growing throughout the year too.
yeah,
It's a growth year for the Jets, which is the same as the last 10 years. But
yeah.
since listen, bring back Rex Ryan, bring back Mark Sanchez.
Art Sanchez.
Listen,
God,
Mark
I haven't heard that
Sanchez
name in so
took up
long,
the
dude.
two title games.
No,
Two
dude, I'm not
N-
denying that he was
two
good. I'm just saying I
AFC
haven't heard
title
that
games.
name in
All right.
so long.
Anyway.
All right.
Above that, and I think I'm really low on this team, but lower than I should be. I've got the Patriots. Now, what is your record for the Patriots?
I have the Patriots at 10-7, but I have them in second place.
Really?
What do
Wow,
you?
that is the only thing we're going to be different on this list, I swear. Well, until we get to the bottom, I have the Patriots at 5-12. I really think that this is the first year where the wheels are going to completely come off for the Patriots.
Uh,
I don't like Matt Patricia coming in as like the offensive play caller. The dude was the defensive mastermind on some of those Super Bowl winning teams. Josh McDaniels leaves, takes over the Raiders. Now Matt Patricia's calling offensive plays. I and think about the studs that they have. Okay, end of list. All right. I just don't see it with the Patriots. I know that Bill Belichick can cook something up, but I just don't see it.
um, I don't know, dude. I don't think they'll be that bad. They might not be 10-7. I don't think they're gonna be 5-12.
There's just a lot of teams on their schedule where I was like, I don't think they can beat that team. And then I just kept doing that and kept doing that
Yeah.
and
See,
I
that's
was
just
like, I just don't think they can beat any of these
you're
teams.
probably a hater, and you just don't know it.
No, I'm telling you what,
Yeah.
after the after the Tom Brady era was over, I really did I kind of don't mind Tom Brady on the Buccaneers, even as a Panthers fan. I really don't mind. Like kind of like do your thing, dude. And like with the Bill with the Patriots, I kind of hope they do finally move on, I kind of hope Mac Jones, turns into something here for him and everything. Could be the next guy, but this season's going to be a tough season in my opinion. Now, so you had the Dolphins at third.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what
But
did you have?
I had them at 9-8.
9-8. Okay, we're not far off on the Dolphins. I had the Dolphins at 11-6. Um, I'm
I
drinking. I'm
think
drink.
you're a
I
little high on the Dolphins. I think, buddy.
well, I think it's just like the Patriots thing that we're really off on because take away those wins from the Patriots, give them to the Dolphins. Okay, now your Dolphins are probably sitting where my Dolphins are. So it seems like just like a Patriots dispute more than anything. But I mean, I have the Dolphins at 11-6. I just we got to see what the defense can do. But I know the offense is going to score points. That
Yeah,
usually
they
bodes
definitely
well. You
can.
know,
Yeah.
look at the Chiefs for the past couple of years. The offense scores points, seem to win ball games.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I got the Bills at 14-3.
yeah, I got them 14-3 as well.
Okay.
I can't even be honest with you. Just thinking about it, those three, I probably was like, I guess they could lose to them.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
Like, I mean,
there's a real possibility, fully healthy team, they could be 17-0, no problem.
I think early in the season I did say that maybe the Chiefs could beat them or something. You know, just that little
Well,
mental
hey,
stigma.
they've got the Rams week 1, so
Exactly.
I mean that might be a loss right there.
Exactly. I hope that's a close, high scoring game. But for some reason, I got a feeling that somebody's
I
going to
don't
be more
know.
ready. For
You
some
got
reason,
two
I
of the
feel like
best offenses and two of the best defenses in the league going
exactly.
against. Like you never, it could be like 8-7,
I
or it
don't
could
want the
be
lame
48 to
game, bro.
45, dude.
I don't want the crap. Who was it? The Rams and somebody in the Super Bowl where it was like 13-3, and it was just the lamest thing
Yeah,
ever. Back when Jared Goff was still the quarterback, but I I don't know, man. I hope it's a shootout, but I just think the Bills are going to be
yeah,
that team this year. All
yeah.
right, AFC North.
Okay,
Who do you have in fourth place?
I got the Browns,
Got the
and
Browns too.
me and you already had an argument off screen about this, but I got them at 6-11. I
I've got
mean,
them at 5-12.
okay,
So
that's close enough. Yeah,
it's just I don't know how I would view it if Deshaun Watson was the quarterback the whole time. I don't know how I would because he's not, and there's no reason for you to think like that. Like Jacoby Brissett is a very serviceable backup, but I just don't like it. Like
yeah,
I don't even really like the wide receiver group there this year. Amari Cooper, sure he's had his time, but other than that, like you're looking for a guy.
yeah.
Uh, third place, I had the Steelers.
I do as well.
Now, what did you have the Steelers at? Because I think we might be different on this too.
I had them at 8-9.
Okay, I had them 2 games back. I had them at 6-11, but I could 1,000% see them going around 8-9 too. I I did it and wrote down the record, and I was like, I don't think I'm that low on the Steelers. You know, I don't think they're as
It's
bad
one
as.
of them things where you've got the Panthers beating them, and I've got the Panthers losing to them.
Well,
It's one
that's a
of
good
them things.
point, but that ain't all it is.
Yeah, no, but that's one win.
No,
I mean,
yeah,
that's literally
you're
one. I mean,
right.
we're
I
two
mean,
games apart
you're
on what we
correct.
call.
You're
Yeah,
correct. I don't hate the Steelers.
yeah.
Um,
I don't mind the Steelers. I don't.
I'd say down the stretch we could see the Steelers competing for a wild card spot.
Maybe.
Even though
Yeah.
even though I have them at 6-11, I don't think 8-9's out of the question. I don't think 9-8's out of the question.
No. No.
Everybody's like, "Oh, Mitchell Trubisky's blah 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 blah." Like, listen, dude, he's not that bad.
Pretty
He's not
bad.
good. He's
He's
not
pretty
good.
bad. He's pretty bad.
He's not good, but he's good. Like, okay, I don't want to make a comparison because then we'll just talk about that other player too. Um, I do think at some point in the season they'll kind of have to switch to Kenny Pickett just because the fans and the organization will want that.
Yeah.
But no, I could see them hunting for a wild card spot toward the end. But I do think they're third in the division for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Second in the division,
The Ravens. I've got them at 11-6.
I've got them at 11-6,
Okay.
and that almost feels low.
Yeah, like dude, the Ravens could go 13-4, and I wouldn't even think that's crazy.
For
You
sure,
know?
but I think the Ravens could go 13-4 and maybe still lose the division. Like it's one of those things where like it's hard to say who's going to be way up here and who's going to be way down here.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Ravens at 11-6. I could see them going 12-5, 13-4, just like you said. A healthy Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews. Hopefully, Rashad Bateman comes up. The defense is always good. You know,
Yeah.
that's one thing you haven't had to worry about over the past 10 years is the Ravens defense.
Yeah.
But no, hopefully, a couple of their injured players come back. I know you can't wait to talk about this team.
Hey, these are my boys here. Now they got Joe Burrow a better offensive line.
Yep.
And I have him at 12-5, but I am extremely anxious to see if he can improve himself even more when he's not getting sacked every other play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, him and Jamar Chase could be like the best stack in football, even better than Allen and Stephon Diggs. That's maybe, that's.
I think he
Something
will
to keep
have.
an eye on.
He'll have 2 top 15 fantasy wide receivers for sure.
Oh
T.
yeah, he'll
Higgins
have
is a top
Higgins
15
and
guy
Chase.
too.
Oh, Chase will be top 3. I mean, he could be number 1 if he's catching all these touchdown passes.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure. Giving Burrow more time gives Chase more time to do what he's actually good
it's
at, just like
right,
blistering down the
right.
field. So,
Yeah.
but no, I've got him at 12-5 as well.
Okay.
I could see him. I could see him going a couple games up.
Yeah.
Obviously, kind of just worry about like how their defense defends the pass. I don't
Yeah.
think they have a bad defense by any
Yeah,
means.
but they don't have they don't have a Bills defense or a Rams defense
No,
or a Bucks defense. They don't have a
you're
crazy good defense,
you're
but it's
correct.
not
You're correct.
atrocious.
And they still got it done last year in the playoffs with what they had.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I like them to win the division, though. I just think
Mhm.
they've got too much talent not to.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, if they go 12-5 and they lose the division to the Ravens, who go 13-4, that wouldn't surprise me really.
No,
And you can't hate on that. 12-5 is a great season.
yeah, there's just a lot of good teams in the AFC that are going to have to
Yeah.
play each other.
Right.
AFC South, I think this is probably a lot of
The
people would
worst
say.
one.
Well, a lot of people would say this is probably one of the most cut and dry ones as to who everybody thinks is going to win. Too. Now as far as fourth place, who do you have in fourth place?
I got the Texans at 4-13.
Same, and I don't think they're
Record?
far behind the third. Yeah, same record, 4-13.
Okay, yeah, I had the Jaguars in third at 5-12.
Same,
So, yeah,
exactly the same. And I'm rooting for the Jaguars, honestly.
yeah. I'm rooting for Trevor Lawrence.
The Texans are moving on from the Deshaun Watson era. Hopefully they find a couple young guys that can really do it this year. Damian Pierce in the backfield. Looking forward to seeing him. The Jaguars, same thing. Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, all these guys. A new coach.
Yeah.
And a Super Bowl champion coach, no less. But I look forward to it. I know I've got them at 5-12, but I hope they sneak a few out there. Now, where do you have the number 2 team?
Well, I have the number 2 team at number 2.
Well, I'm talking about like what's the record? What's the record?
9-8.
Okay, I was a little lower on them and I felt bad about this.
Who do you think's the second best team?
I think the Titans are the second best.
Okay, we're on the same page. We're on the same page.
I was fixing to say, I hope we're on the same.
Yeah, we're on the same page. We're on the same page.
Now, no one expected the Titans to be the AFC number 1 seed a couple years ago either. Right. So the Titans could come out of nowhere. They're just. I mean, if they're a fundamental team.
Yeah, if they could go honestly 12-5, and I wouldn't be like, oh dang, that's like crazy.
If the running back eats, if Derrick Henry eats and stays healthy,
yeah, it's possible.
They'll be fine.
Yeah.
But then how long can Derrick Henry sustain 30 carries a game?
Yeah, true.
So I don't mind Tannehill. He had a lot more success there than he had in Miami.
Yeah.
I had him at 8-9. So not far off by any means.
Yeah. Just flip.
But gosh, like I mean, even when I put them at 8-9, I was like, dang, the Titans aren't bad. Like, they did just lose. We were talking about not too long ago. You messaged me about they lost a big edge rusher for the year to ACL. So I mean, like, lose a couple pieces here and there, you start to see that the house wasn't as strong together as you thought it was.
Yeah.
But no, and what do you have our league winner at?
I want to hear what you have to say about the Colts.
Okay, the Colts, I've got them at 11-6.
Okay, I've got them at 10-7. So we're not that far off.
And I'm telling you what, a lot of people is going to say that they could go higher than that.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
The
weapons that they have, and they got Matt Ryan, like 2 extremely good weapons.
Yeah, I have not heard this much Matt Ryan hype in the last 10 years.
and they've been to the Super Bowl in the last 10 years.
Yeah, I haven't heard this much Matt Ryan talk since they blew a 28-3 lead at halftime. I mean, I'm just saying, like, they trade Matt Ryan to the Colts, and now the Colts are just, everybody's talking about the Colts.
Yeah.
You can't argue with weapons, just like you said.
Right.
Jonathan Taylor.
He's one of, if not the best running back in the league. CMC might be better if he's healthy all year.
Yeah, you've got some talented wide receivers. Give them a guy that can sling the ball.
Yeah, they've got Pittman Jr. don't they?
Yep, they got
Yeah.
Michael Pittman. They got a guy. They got Paris Campbell. They've got guys that have struggled to stay healthy too. That I would like to
Yeah.
see really step up.
A fully healthy Colts could easily go 12-5. Easily.
For sure. I think this is, you know, I think we're pretty set on the Bills winning their division. I think that one's about the most cut and dry. But I
Yeah.
think this one's right behind it. That other division, like you said, the Ravens and the Bengals could be either or.
Yeah, and I think they'll both have good seasons, but it wouldn't surprise me to see them flip flopping.
Yeah, but now the Colts, I just don't see the Titans being the Colts this year.
I don't either.
Like the Colts, I think they go 6-0 against their division opponents for sure.
Yeah, probably.
I don't. Yeah. Now this next one right here, this is the big one. The AFC West.
Yeah.
4 teams. Like
I have 4 teams over 500.
Oh, absolutely. Me too. Could we see for the first? Is it possible? I don't know. Is it possible for 4 teams from the same division to make the playoff?
I don't know if it is or not, but if it
1,
is
2, 3,
possible,
4,
it could happen.
and then three wild cards. It would be so. You would probably be losing a team like the Ravens or something. That would be really hard to do.
Yeah.
Or you might be losing. Well, the Dolphins are a little bit further back than that, but you'd be losing a team like the Ravens, and I just don't think you do that.
Yeah.
But I think at least 3 playoff teams out of this division.
Yeah, I think bare minimum, the top 2 are easy play. Like as long as their quarterbacks stay healthy, they're gonna make the playoffs.
Now I would like to hear who your 4th place team is because you're not gonna like mine. I can't help it. I literally sat here. I did all the schedules.
Who are you having for?
I went through every one of them, Nick. I did, and I can't believe. And I went through them again. I went through them twice.
If you have the Chiefs in 4th, Colby, you're an idiot. Like I'm just saying that right now. You're a moron.
On paper.
You think that the Raiders are a better team than the Chiefs?
No. On here they are. On here. Listen. We need a bold take button. Give me the bold take.
That's beyond bold, Colby. That's just stupid.
The Chiefs are going to be 4th place in the AFC West this year.
What do you have the record at?
Because 10-7. So it's not like it was a terrible record. But listen, the Chiefs have lost every defensive weapon that they had. The Chiefs have no defense. They lost Tyreek Hill. They still got Patty. They still got Travis Kelce. That's great. They've got a guy in Juju who can't stay healthy with his knee. They've got a guy in Marquez Valdez-Scantling who they tried to make a guy at the Packers, and I hope he does well for the Chiefs because I've got a couple stocks in him in fantasy football. Jeez. But I don't – the more and more I think about it, the more and more I don't like it.
Yeah, you shouldn't like that take.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm not even trying to hate on you.
The more and more I think about the Chiefs, the more and more I don't like the Chiefs.
Dude.
10-7. What did you have the Raiders record?
9-8.
Okay. So, I mean, like, record-wise, we do think that the 4th place team is still going to be an over 500 ball team.
Yeah, but I have the Chiefs at 12-5.
That's okay. That's okay because I feel like this division could go 100 different ways.
I feel like the top 2 I feel like the top 2 are cemented top 2 and there's no chance.
Who do you have at 3rd?
Third, I have the Broncos at 3rd.
I've got a tie. I've got the Raiders and the Broncos tied at 11-6.
Okay, I had the Broncos at 10-7.
Okay, so it's like right
place.
There. And now I had what did you have the Chiefs? I mean, the Chargers. What did you?
The Chargers first at 13-4.
Okay, so you were even further up than I was on the Chargers. I had them.
Dude, I like the Chargers.
Oh, me too. Me too. Absolutely. I think they have put it together on both sides of the ball. I think that's the difference in this division. You look at the Chargers. Good offense, good defense. No question. Okay. Broncos. Good offense, good defense. Hard to question. It really is.
But I would say that the Chargers and Chiefs offense is better than the Broncos. I think they're just better.
I would say, yeah, if I was ranking offenses, I would still put the Chiefs offense second.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm ranking defenses, I'm putting the Chiefs defense 4th.
Yeah, maybe. I don't really know what the Raiders have on defense. I'd probably put the Chiefs below the Chargers.
The Raiders have a pretty good defensive line. Like, they really do.
Okay.
And guys like Max Crosby really get the job done off the edge for him and just make a ton of difference. But do you remember last year when the Chiefs started out slow and everybody was kind of worried about them?
Yeah.
I could see it doing that again, but they don't have the weapons to get out of that. I just don't feel like they have the defense to turn it around like the defense did last year. At the beginning of the year, the defense was allowing points, 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 points. Then in the middle of the year, they kind of turned it around, but they had the Honey Badger still, and they just lost a couple key guys that I just think make a big difference for their defense.
Yeah.
I'm,
I
I'm
mean,
not. I just think it's going to be really close either way.
I had them at 12-5, and I think losing Tyreek Hill was a big blow. And honestly, if they still had Tyreek Hill, I don't care if they lost some defense. I think they can outscore just about anyone because
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes is so good, and to throw to Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelsey, and you have Juju too
yeah.
if they still had Tyreek Hill, but.
But like I said, I
It's
do
hard for me to put
worry.
them above the Chargers because I think the Chargers are more concrete, 12 plus wins.
Yeah, if the
Than the,
Chargers stay healthy, they've just got a really solid team.
yeah,
And I realize it is a big limb to go out on, but I feel like if you're gonna go out on a limb, do it before the season starts.
yeah,
Like I don't feel like we could do a power rankings 5 weeks in. If the Chiefs are 5-0, I can't say they're still gonna lose the division. like,
right, right,
like I can't do that,
yeah.
obviously, But I'm willing to take a chance and say, and then like 4 weeks from now when they're 4-0 and they beat the Chargers 48-3 or something, I'll just be like, listen, I was wrong.
I
Okay,
was wrong,
the
guys. I'm
Chiefs,
sorry.
the Chiefs are actually better now than they were. They have actually ascended. But here at the beginning, I'm willing to just like really, really bold take it and say, like, I guess the two really big bold takes that I had were Chiefs at fourth place and the Patriots being so bad at 5-12. That was the two like really big takes I had.
I think the top three seeds in the AFC are going to be Bills, Chargers, Bengals in that order.
Bills, Chargers, Bengals, and then I'm guessing, you got the Colts, but I would say,
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
they would be behind those three. I would agree.
yeah,
And I think it really does hurt the AFC West that, the Colts are in a really weak division. They could end up at 13-4, and then you've got everybody in the AFC West trying to jockey
right,
around at like 11-6, 10-7. It just kind of stinks because you know how good those teams are, and they're going to
yeah,
end up being a lower seed in the playoffs because of it.
right.
But I think right now, if I had to predict the Super Bowl, I'd say AFC, we're going with the Bills.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bills just as like a safety pick, but obviously I think the Chargers, Bengals, and maybe even the Ravens have a good shot at the Super Bowl if they can play a
Okay.
good game against the Bills.
All right. One team, Nick,
Okay.
that you have because the Bengals last year were like just this out of nowhere, you know. A little bit because everybody was kind of worried about Joe Burrow coming back. I don't know what was their record in the regular season. Do you remember? Was it 10 and
Uh,
7?
it was either 11-6 or 10-7, I think,
I'll see if I can look at that real quick
because
while I'm
they
asking you
they
this
started
question.
slow. I'm pretty sure.
But I'm going to ask you this question.
What's up?
One team that you have at 10 wins or less that you think could go to the Super Bowl. And then we'll wrap it up.
At 10 wins or less that I think could go to the Super Bowl. Oh, the Colts. I have the Colts at 10-7. I think they have a better shot than
Ah,
anyone at 10 wins.
fair enough. Fair enough. I had them at 11, so that doesn't really count.
Okay, well, okay.
Well, I
Well,
now I have that's kind of cheating too because I have the Chiefs at 10-7.
yeah,
So
okay.
yeah, that's a little
That,
cheating. I'll
yeah.
go a little lower. A team that could come out of
Ooh,
nowhere.
I have another
I
one.
I'd say the Titans.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. Yeah,
That's
maybe.
that's kind of a lean on Derrick Henry situation though. So
Yeah, I think I had the Broncos at 10-7, and I think they have a shot at it,
oh,
like
for
for
sure,
real.
for sure. If I was doing long shots, I'd say Titans or maybe the Steelers
And no, I'd
or
say
the Dolphins, maybe.
yeah, Dolphins maybe because we really don't know what to expect, but like we think it could be great, but it may not be.
I hope it is. You know
Yeah,
what?
I
I
hope
hope
it
it
is.
is.
I hope it is too, dude. I've
I
never seen the
like
Dolphins win
the
on
Dolphins
my
don't.
lifetime.
I've seen them mess around and make the playoffs, and everybody, like, oh well, the Dolphins made the playoffs. see you. We won't see you next week. But no, listen. I'm here for it. My uncle, I'm sure, is here for it too. But all right. Well, I think everybody's kind of on the Bills. We talked about a couple teams that maybe could make it in. Any last thoughts before we put the AFC to rest until week 1?
Hey, go Bengals, baby.
Go Bengals. Go Bengals indeed. All right. Triple Play Podcast, we appreciate you. Give us a like down below. We'll probably have videos every day this week. So.
Yeah, should.
All right.
All right. Thank y'all.